New details today in the grisly murders of a local family found earlier this week.
I didn't want to move here.
We couldn't afford to live in the old house anymore. Plus, the new story I'm writing is here.
Is the story a good one this time?
I'm gonna write the best book that anybody's ever read. I got a really good feeling about this.
Guys, if there's anything I have to say about this movie, it's that, with horror movies, they either don't work on me at all, or they really work on me, and this one turned me into a little pussy bitch.
Really?
Well, I mean, you both saw me in the fetal position in my chair the whole time.
Yeah.
Pretty sure we held hands.
Well, that might have been you two. I was down at the end. You guys left me out. Hello again, everyone. Hello again, everyone. Yep. Hello again, everyone. We're here for East Coast pop culture, and we're here to review the first movie of the Halloween season, Sinister. Ooh. Lehew here, gentlemen.
Alrighty, Lehew. What do you have to say? What did you think of this movie? Tell me.
I was setting you both up to introduce yourselves.
I'm Tommy Wintier 2. What did you think of this movie?
Alright, before we get into that, let's get a little bit of a plot synopsis here.
Okay.
Sinister is the story of... Ethan Hawke plays a journalist who is trying to write his next big crime novel. He's kind of he wrote a big one 10 years ago, and now he's on the downward spiral, so he's looking for a new book to try to write. So when he moves into a new house, he finds a bunch of Super 8 films of families being murdered, and something paranormal is behind it, so he tries to investigate it. That's as much as I'm going to say without, spoiling it, because I think one of the strengths of this movie is if you go in cold, and you don't know a lot about it.
Exactly. I really didn't know much about the plot or anything going into the movie.
I did. I loved it.
Yeah, I liked it.
Spectacular.
Okay, well, the plot was really good. It was different from most horror movies, and it kind of reminded me of another movie I watched VHS where,
Oh, yeah, true.
it had segments of other stories put together, and I thought that was kind of cool because it helped develop a good setting. Because it showed that there was a past with this house, and it's darker than everyone could have ever imagined.
I think
What they moved into.
Right, it's kind of cool.
So, which is cool.
yeah, it really is. I mean, there's parts about this movie that I like, and then there's parts about this movie that, even though they do break the common horror cliches, they still manage to work. Like the one common horror cliche of the dumb white person who, when he finds a ghost or something, he keeps investigating. But the thing that this movie does really well is that they actually do set up a reason for him to stay in the house. Not only on a psychological level, but a physical level of why he has to stay in the house. And I really like that they address that.
That's true, because,
it's a terrible reason.
it is not the best reason, but, it's a reason nonetheless. Some horror movies don't give you anything.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. When you mentioned that it's a terrible reason, but I think on a psychological level, yeah, even though it is a terrible reason, on a psychological aspect, it works. Because...
Okay, fine. Doesn't make it less terrible.
No, but, it also doesn't help that his wife...
What? Sorry, shut up. Okay? What? Sure.
It doesn't help that his wife... Hear me out, you two.
Well...
It doesn't help that his wife at the beginning of the movie is just is this next book going to be good? I think so, baby. Okay, well, good, because if it's not, we're fucking leaving, so get to work.
That's right.
The guy was kind of like a one-hit wonder, and he was just trying to, ride on the coattails of his last big hit. But I think it was...
It's rather depressing.
Yeah.
I didn't like him.
You didn't like him?
I didn't like the main character that much.
I
Really?
did.
I
guess
did.
that's mainly because of Ethan Hawke.
Yeah,
I guess that's the... As far as the movie goes, I see... No, not really.
I think Ethan... But you gotta admit, Ethan Hawke, even for a horror movie, he does turn in a great performance here when he kind of, he doesn't even have to for this movie to work, but he still does it.
The actor himself did a really great job. But the character he played, I was kind of rooting for him to, get screwed over.
Yeah. I think the other thing that really works for here is that one of the main aspects why this movie works for me, at least on a scare level and for a Halloween movie, is that this is one of the most disturbing movies imagery wise I've seen in a very long time.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, every Super 8 film that he finds is more fucked up than the next.
Yeah, that's true. That was the most screwed up parts of the whole film.
Yeah, I mean...
Those old school films.
The one that made me and Lehew cringe, I won't spoil it, but yeah.
You mean the reason why we'll never be able to look at a lawnmower the same way again?
Yeah.
Yep, I agree. I had to look away for that, but
yeah,
I ended up and watched.
That does get a lot of people. I really like the fact that this movie does create an original story. It creates original horror mythology that it sets itself in. It doesn't break its own rules. The director, Scott Derrickson, who really hasn't done anything spectacular up to this point, he really knocks it out of the park with this in terms of imagery and just being able to scare you. I mean, his other movies that he did The Exorcism of Emily Rose and The Day the Earth Stood Still. That's all he's done.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, so, yeah, you guys said it best. This guy did a complete turnaround with this movie.
Yeah, he really did, because I really liked the movie overall.
Yeah, and I think the other aspect that helps is that the writer was really smart towards horror conventions, and he set up everything really well, not only on a disturbing level, but why characters do certain things and stuff like that. The writer of this is C. Robert Cargyle, who, for anyone who listens to Spill.com, he is one of the former reviewers from there. So he knows a lot about movies, and it shows within how he writes this. It's eventually a pretty smart script on the whole.
Yeah. I feel you, Lehew. So, when are we going to do what you think to do for this movie?
Well, I want to hear, do you guys have any complaints against the movie? I mean, we've been sitting here talking about all the good stuff, but I want to, we got to be fair. Let's start naming anything that we didn't like, because I got a couple things.
Okay, I got one thing. Some parts just were not scary at all to me. Alright, some jumpy scares got me real bad.
Mm-hmm.
But just other parts, when he was wandering around the house, I was just like, man, this is not that scary.
No, I agree.
I wasn't really... But whenever you, you didn't know what to expect at first, then yeah, that was really scary.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Wayne, you got anything?
My only complaint is too many jump scares.
Huh.
There were a lot. I agree.
I wish it would have done. It was still good. But I'm just saying a little more would have been nice. No movie can ever do everything you want. It can't be perfect. It can't. But the thing is, too many jump scares. They should at least check that.
Well, I think what you would have liked more is if the jump scare ratio it was more good to bad. Would that have helped? Or no?
Well, repeat the question in HD.
If the ratio of jump scares, there was more good ones than bad ones, would you have been lighter on it? On that complaint?
Yeah. Maybe if that made me pee, then yeah.
Alright.
I think the trailer was kind of deceiving. I felt like the trailer was way creepier than the movie was
really?
overall.
I didn't feel that way at all. I think the one complaint I have against the marketing of this film is that I think it reveals too much. Because think about
the movie poster is what got me. The poster of it originally is what got me on the my lord.
Well, the thing when I saw the trailer, I was like, "Ooh, maybe this is going to be a horror movie that has less jump scares and is just overall just creepy to watch and just give you chills rather than just things popping out of nowhere to give you some jumps."
That's true.
It was mostly just jump scares, but
you got to give the movie credit. It is one of the more atmospheric horror movies that we've had in a long time. I mean, it was on the level of Insidious in just creating a whole a terrifying atmosphere, at least for me.
Right. It definitely, I definitely liked it due to its plot and setting, because most horror movies can just, you know...
They don't give a shit about it.
You know, maybe like a possession film, which is boring to me anymore, because there's so many movies like that. This one stepped out of the box and did its own thing, which was...
Yeah, I guess the major complaint that I have against the movie is that, even though I will admit the ending is creative, the ending, I don't want to spoil what it does, but it does something that I think is becoming a little too cliched in horror movies now. And I'll talk with you guys after we cut the mics about what it is. I don't want to spoil it on here, but there's just something, there's an aspect about the ending that I think is really cliche, and it kind of brought down my rating of the movie, where I was like, oh, really?
Yeah, I agree. The ending, I sat next to my one button. I was like, the last 20 minutes of that movie, I predicted. I was like...
I was next to you.
Yeah, but on the other side.
No.
Nick.
Oh, yeah! Okay,
I was like, dude...
Who screamed like a little bitch in the theater?
That was hilarious.
That was hilarious.
Theater, not theater.
People...
But,
It really was, like, there was just a simple little jump scare, and then you hear in the theater, ah!
Exactly, yeah.
But
last 20 minutes I predicted, and I was just like, yeah, movies can catch you off guard, but this one, no.
yeah. I mean, give credit where
I
credit
liked the end, though.
Oh, I liked it a lot. I thought it was a good, like, plot to it and stuff, but it was very predictable.
I don't know, it's just, I'll talk to you guys about it off mic, but there's one aspect of that ending that I don't like that I don't want to say to spoil it, because it does spoil the ending of the movie, but not the point. Well, gentlemen, ratings.
You go first, Wayne.
I say full price.
I would say full price, too. I would actually go up and buy this. Because I'd want to remember it.
Yeah, ultimately, I mean, the thing for me is that with a movie like this, you know, it's October, it's Halloween, it's getting close to Halloween, I want to see some good horror movies. Paranormal Activity 4 ain't gonna do that shit for me, I can already tell. And
that's so true.
And this was a movie that I think kicked off the Halloween season for scary movies in a great way. I think it's going to give Paranormal Activity some serious competition, and I'm really happy to say that. It's a genuinely scary movie. It's better than a lot of horror, like generic horror shit we've had in the last couple of weeks. House on the left! And it just, like, it really does deliver. It delivers on its promise. It does deliver the scares. It delivers the tension. And it delivers just incredibly disturbing imagery. I mean, the stuff that true nightmares are made of that are going to send chills up your spine.
Just wait till Silent Hill comes out, then I'm going to be singing another song.
All right, I'll just give my rating. It's a full price for me. It would have been perfect, but that ending just really got to me. It really got to me in a bad way. But on the note of Silent Hill, Tommy, I'm getting more and more scared as they release more and more promotional footage for that.
Really?
It looks like it's not even going to be scary.
Well, I'm just going to love it regardless.
I hope they don't ruin it with that. But anyways, back to...
Yeah, we're just gonna end the review on this. Sinister is a good October scary movie. Paranormal Activity 4 sucks.
What's the matter? What's happened?
Get the kids, pack the car. We have to leave here now.